What's the deal? What's the deal? What's the deal, Viral Gang? Back at y'all with another one. Your host that do the most, Mr. Viral himself, aka the villain, cause they hate me for my opinion. Got my co-host back in the building. He barely got a voice. Fresh off that Super Bowl victory. He was somewhere yelling his lungs out.
For sure.
You know, so yesterday I did a Kendrick halftime show review. And I got to sit down, analyze all the messages. I went down all the rabbit holes and everything. So before I give my second review, after getting all that information ran by me, let's get your review because the people wanted to know, man, what the hell Messiah thought about it.
Yeah, and I actually liked it. I liked it. I feel like it was real complex. It was very different than what people expected. They wanted something to be more like just a, you know, they want to have fun. They want to have a party. Yes, it's a Super Bowl, but he was able to put certain messages in there that he wasn't always easy to catch unless you go back and really rewatch it. Even with the dude, when they showed that part of the black dude running off stage, had the flag and the people chased him and shit like that. So there was a lot of different messages. And then you got to think he had the red, the blue, like dinner like Crips and Bloods or the way America is. Ain't that's both parties too, right?
Yep. Democrat, Republican, Crips, Bloods. Then you got the red, white, and blue, the American flag. They had the flag split like the country is split. It was a lot of symbolism.
Then trying to bring them together type stuff, I think, in my opinion. So I just think that nigga, he put some shit together. You just got to learn to really understand the messages. You might appreciate it more if you care about that. But most people just want to dance and party, and ain't nothing wrong with that. But sometimes I think he's using his platform always with better intentions of doing something bigger than himself.
Yeah, so, see, I didn't even see the warning wrong way. They said it was something about his dancers on a prison yard. The lights in the background say warning wrong way, representing the need for a redirection for black people in America, economic, social, and political. I feel like people just putting shit together at this point.
You think so? I don't know.
I think
That's
a lot
deep,
of no, it is deep, but I think a lot of these messages people might be throwing on there on their own. You know, they dissecting his chain. Oh, he had the little A, and that was for shot at Drake with the PDF file thing, and I get all the symbolism. You had the president actually there. Trump was actually there. Then you had Samuel L. Jackson playing Uncle Sam. It was. I get the symbolism. I get it all. They had the dancers, you know, they did the pose as like America was built on black people's backs, on the backs of blacks. I get all of that. I was just specifically speaking from a hip hop viewer standpoint. It was a little underwhelming compared to the pop out to me. If I'm going to a concert on the biggest stage, the Super Bowl, where most of these people don't know this music. Most of the people in the crowd, they're rich, they're wealthy. Average people can't afford to go. So this is for the elites. So them people in that crowd don't know what the fuck going on. So some people are like, oh, you know, he did this on the biggest stage, in front of the biggest audience, in front of the elites. This was a shot at the government, black power and all this and that. And I'm like, that's cool, but the music, that's what the music, bro. Let's focus on the music. I get the message. Shout out to Kendrick. Congratulations. But from a musical standpoint, because I'm thinking about performances like DMX, where he ain't got none of that shit. It's just X with his shirt off, barking, growling, praying. He got niggas hype. He got niggas mad, ready to rob something. Then he got you crying in the same show. Like, he take you on an emotional roller coaster with just him on the stage.
Yeah, but you talking about people that's actually paying just to go see him strictly, that knows his music and knows what they're coming for. With Kendrick, you can't just do that when you go into the Super Bowl. Like you said, all these type of fans ain't even there. So he still has to keep his album, certain things commercial-wise. And being in the stands, you want to see something, some type of performance. Ain't nobody just trying to look at a nigga with his shirt off looking crazy. They gonna look at Cut come out there by himself and it wouldn't have been the same. Niggas wouldn't have looked at it, and they would look at it crazy.
I mean, 50 came out there with his damn shirt off.
I know.
Hanging upside down.
Yeah, but he had a lot of people with him. You had Eminem, you had Dre, you had Snoop. You wasn't just you. Kendrick out there standing on his own too.
I applaud him for the symbolism. Dope. But a lot of times, and Lupe Fiasco actually made this a point on his song Dumb It Down. Sometimes things can be so complex, you can't understand it, and you might miss the target. So it don't matter how analytical and complex I'm being if no one can actually understand it. It's like we got scrolls that still haven't been decoded because no one can read the hieroglyphics. So it might have the greatest information ever. This might have the answer to why we even exist on this scroll. But if no human on earth can read it and decode it, it's useless.
But a lot of people, a lot of people still understood.
Not saying his performance was useless, but I just mean it might have went over. I know for a fact it went over most people's heads.
It did but sometimes that's just how it is. People got to do their research or even just trying to understand it and know that the type of artist that you're dealing with, he usually does things like that. He do that in his music videos. Everything he does is to that extent. So you know what to expect from Kendrick. But it's like, what else? You saying focus on the music. What else is he supposed to do? If a nigga ain't bringing no bitches out to shake ass and he want to do something different, that's the only other thing you could have on the Super Bowl party, really. If you just gonna focus on the music and the type of songs he was rapping, he wasn't gonna bring that.
Kendrick's not that type of artist to have bitches just out shaking
ass. That's my point.
But that was one of the critiques. A couple of the dudes I work with, they like, man, I wanted to see some women up there. Who the fuck was all them dudes up there? So a lot of guys did want to see more women up there. I mean, that's one of the critiques.
There was a lot of women dancing. Niggas wanted to see more naked women.
Niggas want to see ass. Yeah. Sex sells. But I don't know. Maybe I'm comparing too much to the pop out because I thought he was going to go real, raw, uncut, straight West Coast culture. But it looks like he said it's deeper than music. This about 40 Acres and a Mule. So he wanted to make a stamp and a statement on some Black Power shit. I just think he should have just kept it on some music West Coast shit. But maybe that's just me thinking. Maybe his mind is thinking bigger. But once you get the mixing race into a game that's loved by all races, that's where you get this. Now, if he just would have kept it straight West Coast, I think more people would have loved it. If he would have had Tommy the Clown come out, if he would have had a few guest performances pop out, like, oh shit, the original TDE came back out. Schoolboy Q, he out there hoover stomping. J-Rock popped out. Like, if he would have had some moments like that, I believe people would have liked it more. Fuck it, bring Lefty out. Let him say the 4 words. Let the Hispanics get to go crazy. You feel me? Everybody would have felt more included. I think it backfired a little bit by going too Black Power-y and you excluded everybody else who's there and wants to support you. But they like, well, shit, I'm not black.
Was it more Black Power though, or was it more just like America based? Because you had more of the red, white, and blue. Then you showing like you just said, the world being divided, and he's actually the one separating it. So it's like I don't think it was just all the way Black Power. I just think he just acknowledged that, and I feel like he used his opportunity on the stage to try to make some type, like you said, some type of awareness. Who else gonna do it? Ain't nobody else speaking on shit that's relevant.
Nah, he did. He had when everybody laid down and, they did the chalk outlines.
Right.
So he had everybody laying down like unarmed black men and unarmed black women who done got gunned down by the police. They did that pose. They split the flag up, then brought the flag back together. They did the game over, lights in the crowd. See, nobody really looked in the crowd. In the back of the crowd, on the back of the stage, they had like a light show, and the lights were putting up a lot of messages in the back on some subconscious programming shit. So a lot of that I didn't even catch until I watched it back on YouTube or I went down social media and they got the still shots. But the Serena Williams thing, I personally didn't like it. I don't care what nobody say. I don't give a fuck how nobody feel. I didn't like it. You're married and you're being used as a pawn to take a shot at your ex. So if I'm your husband, bitch, what the fuck? You went on the main stage, the most popular game of the year, the most watched view game of the year, to say fuck you to your ex? Then you crip walking, and God bless the dead. We all know what happened with her sister. Her sister was involved in a gang-related slaying. Gang put the shit on his album, the documentary. So her sister got caught in a crossfire of a shootout by some Crips. So that was almost like a slap in your sister face by doing that. That was weird to me. It just, I didn't like it.
Shout out to Serena, man. She gave it up for the Crips.
She gave it up
on the
for
biggest
the Crips.
stage. She didn't give a fuck. And you got to still think, nigga, because at that when she was playing tennis or everything she was doing, they already had blackballed her for trying to dance and do something else. So she came out there and showed out on a bigger stage. So shout out to Serena. I didn't really have no real problem. I didn't really think too deep about her and that Drake shit. Like it is what it is. Yeah, now you do, but I wasn't looking at it. I'm just looking at it. You know what I mean? She from Compton. She giving it up for Kendrick. It could be a little bit. Two things could be true at once. She could be having a shot, but it's like, is it still that deep? They beefing like that? Like then they saying Drake. Then they saying Drake went after after her husband. So why would she not say fuck the nigga?
Yeah, but I don't know. That's just a man thing. Let your husband come out and be like, "Fuck that
true,
nigga."
But she
you my wife. I don't need you defending me.
What did she do though? She just danced, right?
Yes, but the whole thing was this is a diss to Drake. I hate when everyone is acting obtuse, like we don't know what's going on. The 5 Grammys don't happen without Not Like Us.
Right.
The Super Bowl doesn't happen without Not Like Us. Not saying he's not talented enough because he's already performed at the Super Bowl, but let's not be obtuse and act like we don't know this whole thing revolved around that beef. And everybody sat on the edge of their seat waiting for Not Like Us. And the fact that she dated Drake, we know for a fact that's tied in. Because without Not Like Us, she's not on that stage doing that. In my opinion, he's not calling her to come do that. I mean, he just went to the Grammys in a Canadian tux. Every time he pops out on a major stage, he's taking more jabs at Drake. So there's no way, no one is going to convince me that wasn't a shot. Oh, it's her shot to the Wimbledon and all that. Man, come on, cuz. This is a fucking NFL game.
I just said two things could be true at once, and it don't matter if she's feeling like fuck him, then it is what it is at that point. Because it's like, but it don't matter that Drake is taking shots at her nigga. So I don't know. So it is.
So what you felt about the Not Like Us performance, and what you felt about the overall show, 1 to 10, what you give it?
I give it an 8. It was good to me though. It wasn't bad to me. I expected Kendrick to be on that type of time. So to have an expectation of myself and what he should and shouldn't be doing is like, you know what you're getting with if you listen to Kendrick. So you knew people wanted, like I say, you want something to be how you want it to be in your mind, but he's more. It was a good show to me, cause like at the end of the day, cause it was smart. I think it's like real creatively the way he did it, and regardless of all the other shit, regardless of why he got there, he still got there from being him. So we can say
the messaging was dope. I'm giving it up for that. But musically, I just seen better from him. The pop out was better to me from him. So that's all I'm saying. The audio was off. It was just missing something to me. And this is not hate. I hate when people act like you can't have an opinion on something. Listen, once you become a public figure, people have the right to critique and have an opinion on your art. Don't get in front of a camera. Don't make a song. Don't make a video, a podcast. Don't do anything publicly if you don't want critique. I don't give a fuck if you Michelangelo painting the greatest painting in the world. Somebody gonna have a critique on it, and that's their right. I hate when motherfuckers like Plies, oh, if you don't like the show, go get your own halftime show and perform it the way you, man, shut the fuck up. Sound like a goofy, nigga. He's an artist with fans, and fans got the right to say if they like something or they don't, nigga. That's everyone's human right. We don't just gotta like shit.
But it's like,
and it's not hate either. It's still congratulate that black man. He making history. He making West Coast history. West, we up. Shout out to Kendrick. This ain't no hate at all.
But what we do as people, what they say, comparison is the killer of all joy. Instead of just appreciating when he did the pop out, that was something good, and then you see him do the Super Bowl, instead of appreciating that, we find something more so that we don't like, or find something better than it was. Like, that's just how most people is, how we is in human nature. But instead of just being like, well, there was focusing on the performance, we like, nah, well, the other shit was better. So it's like, that's how people miss your screw of looking at something as hatred or not.
Nah, you got a great point there. And I'm even admitting that by default. I was comparing it to the pop out. And that is a human flaw. So what happened?
You farted or something?
Nah, nigga, that's like the fucking dog, nigga.
She fucking stinks.
This nigga crazy. Fucking dog asshole sitting right there. You gonna act like it was me. This nigga out of his brain. Fuck wrong with Cud. This nigga crazy.
Well, so what do you think about it? Like overall, yeah, it was good. Or you just felt like he could have left on the stage. He had more
overall
energy.
To me, it was mid. It was mid. The symbolism, A+.
What would have made it good though? Like
more energy, better sound system, better song selection. more special appearances. I just think it was a lot more to be left on that table. And I know it's his moment, so I'm going to cherish this moment for me. I'm not mad at that at all. But if you're going to do that, your energy better be on 1,000. And he's a rapidy rap type. So that's why I say the song selection, it should have been more turn up. You feel me? That TV off, that should have went way harder than it did.
Right.
That TV off should have went way more crazy than it did. The squabble up, it just, I don't know, man.
I mean, it's hard to really judge something off the TV screen because I don't know how they felt, the people that was there. It could have been lit for them.
I mean, anytime you're at a game, it's going to be lit. Anytime you anywhere in person, it's a difference between being there and watching it back. Just like if you ever been to a rap battle, it's way different in that building than on cam. You might be in the building like, damn, bro got cooked.
Yeah.
But that's because you getting a crowd reaction live, you lit, you and that motherfucker just feeding off the energy. Then you get back home and get to analyzing them lyrics like, ooh, bro was talking, the crowd wasn't catching it.
Right.
So in the building is always different than on TV. I know that much. But again, shout out to Kendrick, man. I'm not trying to be a hater. I'm just giving my honest opinion.
Right.
I ain't on no fake shit. A lot of niggas is giving fake opinions because they don't want to seem like haters because they from the West Coast. So a lot of niggas by default, oh, best ever. But you niggas out there talking about the worst ever, y'all out y'all brain.
Yeah, that's
y'all out y'all funk. Y'all out y'all mind. Don't disrespect Kendrick like that.
It go both ways because it's like you said, if people feeling like it's the best ever, they might feel that way, they might not. Then you got the people on the opposite spectrum just got to be all the way hating.
That's them Drake bots. That's them OV hoes. That's them OVO bots for sure. To call that the worst ever, you can't even say that just based off of the symbolism. And
half the people probably don't even remember half them damn Super Bowl halftime shows to even just be basing that off the worst ever. Now I'm saying like people don't, I know I'm guaranteed people don't really remember too many halftime shows. Like
worst ever is hate. That's straight hate. The only one I really remember is Mike Jack, just because we recently looked it up for a debate.
And you had what, 50 Cent?
That was recent. And then you had, I mean, you always gonna remember Justin Timberlake and Janet Jackson because the titty pop out. So that's always gonna be etched in your brain. And then Usher just last year. But besides that, you don't really remember too many. I think they had Kid Rock one year or some shit like that. But because before Jay took over, it was all country, all
right, exactly. That's
pop.
what I mean.
It was none of us up there. So they were very forgettable, nigga. So cut it out with the worst ever. Y'all wildin'. And it was a lot of people who didn't understand hip hop saying that as well.
Right. A lot of people just didn't really even get what he was talking about in the music. Yeah, so they really didn't understand. I seen that dude, what's his name? Desi Banks. Looked like he was explaining to some old white dude, like, what the fuck was going on.
And that's basically what I was saying, that is the general consumer and viewer at the game. That old white man Desi Banks was explaining to, that's the entire stadium. So they don't know too much about this rapidy rap shit. And anything that's pro-black with that type of crowd is going to turn that type of crowd off automatic.
The rapidy rap is crazy.
I mean, he's a lyricist. That's what they call rap, right? If you a super MC, they're like, oh, he's a rapidy rap ass nigga. He be rapping his ass off. And,
that's crazy.
I mean, that ain't even nothing bad. That's looked at like a good thing to me. But yeah, y'all share, like, subscribe to the channel. Let us know if we tripping. Let us know if you agree. Let us know what you like. Let us know what you didn't like, because I'm interested in knowing other people's opinions to see if it lines up with mine or not, or to point out what I'm missing, because a lot of people was pointing things out to me. Like, this was Kendrick's first time. I guess the interview that he did before the Super Bowl.
The one with the whiteboard and the one he just did with the...
both of them. Yeah. I guess, he's not TDE anymore. So the guy that he's with now, this is his first time being in control of everything. I guess whoever he's with, I forget his name, AP something or some shit like that. He was in control of the whole layout, choreography, how everything went. And this was his first time running it solo. So it was like, yeah, you got to take that into consideration. It's usually somebody else. And that's why you saw the certain look that they got. And now he's with somebody else. And this is a different look. So it's like, you know what?
That makes sense.
That makes sense. You know what I'm saying? And to have your first time
it's like getting a new head. It's like getting a new head coach. You just expect niggas to either win or you don't know what to really expect from it right off the bat.
Nah, right, for sure. And as far as the Illuminati symbolism and all that, I'm not going down that rabbit hole.
Oh, they went through that? I didn't hear that.
They went through that. Oh my God, the upside down pyramid was the stage and the triangle and they was
That's
on
what you mean when you say some people just go too deep, huh?
Yeah, they was on Bourbon Street where the terrorist attack happened and they doing satanic rituals on Bourbon and the demons in the back and man, you know how they get.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Although some of that shit do be true, I just didn't look at it that deep into this one. But y'all share, like, subscribe to the channel. You got any final words?
Nah, it's good, man. Tap in the viral way.